Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to Hallyujuku, a podcast about East Asian pop culture in its whatever forms we are interested in. Music and more, and TV and all that. I'm Peter Rave, your man with no plan. Here with me is, of course, my tag team partner, my right-hand man to my left-hand side. We've got Brandon Cooper, a.k.a. King Kaz. How you doing, Kaz?
I'm doing well and something else. I don't know. I didn't think of this before I started.
Yeah. We're here once again, doing the damn thing. Here to talk about East Asian pop culture. Let's get down to it. We start off every episode talk about what's new, what's caught our attention since we last gathered. You know, some of the things that we've noticed and we've taken note of. Kaz, what's new?
Yeah. So new for me this week is the boy Sonny, who I feel like I haven't heard from him in years. Put out a song with essentially the person he's attached to the hip with is Mad Clown. And it's a song called Butterfly featuring Bumkey. And I say that and I joke, but it's a pretty damn good song. It's super chill. It gives you a vibe that you need to chill the fuck out. Like, the song just started and I'm like, why am I coming at them like this? Let me chill the fuck out. But yeah, no, it's just a really chilled vibe song. Like, I kind of, for some reason, I was kind of coming into it expecting not to like it. And I don't know why. And then it kind of started and I was like, oh, I like this. And it has the silly that Sonny likes to put in songs sometimes.
Yeah.
But it just has the super chill vibe to it. And like, if you like stuff like that, like, this is right up your alley.
Yeah. It does have a very distinct color palette. Distinctly yellow, which
yellow
is from Yellow is song. You know, it probably plays off the Korean title, which is Narang Narang Norang, which is you and me and yellow. There's a nice little like play on words there, which is fun. But yeah, I think Sonny's cool, and this song is fun, chill, and kind of a little silly, but. And it does play well to like Mad Clown kind of owning his awkwardness, like in a way, which is cute and fun. Overall, it's a really cool song.
Yeah, I felt the same. And Mad Clown's part was actually good, which usually I kind of rag on Mad Clown a little bit, but I want to give respect. His part was really cool. Mm-hmm. All right. Next song, I think J Mez watched Full Metal Alchemist because he put out a song called Alchemy, and it is very referential to the anime and manga Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's excited about that Netflix movie. Yeah, he's hyped about that Netflix movie. Yeah.
No, I'm joking. No, but this is a really great song featuring Doki and Mino. But then here's the issue I hold with this. And usually I let you do the ragging on Doki, but I think I'll take it this week. His part was fine. His part was great. I don't think he got the memo about the theme of the song.
Yeah, no.
Because J Miz was all on talking about alchemy and all this other stuff. And Mino was all on like talking about Full Metal Alchemist and alchemy and making references to that kind of stuff. Doki was just like, diamonds and gold, right? Yeah. Okay. Sure.
I know that. I know
that's
about
not,
diamonds and gold.
That's not what the rest of us is writing, but okay.
It's like, fuck. Like it's almost like it feels like it's an obligation to have him on the track. It's like, fine.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's like we're not gonna spend extra time trying to correct Doki. Like but yeah, no. It's like Doki. Goddamn Doki. Yeah.
The song? Awesome.
Yes. The song, awesome. And a lot of the people, Mino's contribution, Jamez holding it down at the beginning, it's a solid. And the Full Metal Alchemist references are cool. And I enjoy them for the people that enjoy them. It keeps reminding me that I probably should check out Full Metal Alchemist at some point.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah. Who knows? I don't know
what that was.
I don't know. But yeah. Moving on.
No, I don't dislike Full Metal Alchemist at all. I love it. It's great. It's the greatest anime ever made. You know the other thing that I think we should also take from this video? When somebody can't show up for the video, just do a 3D animation of them. It's just as good.
You don't even
have to have any more disembodied voices anymore.
Yeah, we don't even have to have their mouth moves. You just have somebody capture, motion capture somebody doing all the rap hands. Just mocap somebody doing all the rap signing and the rap hands.
Yeah,
and then they're all good. Yeah.
They're all good. It's great. Greatest thing ever, man. I love it. All right, no, but coming to you know what? I'm calling it right here, right now. My track of the week. I've just been bumping this since earlier today, because it came out today. No, it came out this morning, and I've just been bumping it. But Flowseek, as you know, Flowseek, just an amazing rapper, just kind of coming up more and more and more and more in the Korean rap scene, and just really doing it. And for some reason, he really enjoys doing stuff with Jesse. And I don't know. But it's always good is the problem. A lot of the stuff that he does with Jesse is good. And I'm him or is it Jesse? Because look, all right, I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm not that fond of Jesse. But I love Flowseek. And I'm I know she's your homie. Can you stop bringing her to every party, though? Because she starts fights. Oh, damn, dude.
She is a distinct brand of New York, New Jersey ratchet that she has been able to maintain despite her her career in Korea. She's been able to keep the ratchet within herself and fully embody it in such a way that is an amazing thing. But yeah, this track is super fun. This song is fun.
No, this track is a fucking banger, dude. There's no way around that. I will fight anyone else that says anything otherwise. This track just goes, and it's so good. It gives me so much fucking energy.
Yeah,
I love it.
And Jesse's not a great rapper, and nobody believes she's a great rapper or a good rapper, but she contributes to fun songs in ways that the song needs. I'm not gonna lie, right? I looked at this and I saw Flowseek and I was like, oh shit, new shit from Flowseek. Yes, I want this. I need this. Give me this. And then it was like, oh, there's Jesse on here. And I was like, maybe she's just doing the hook. But it works really well in this back and forth that they're doing. And it's just and I don't want to. I do, but I don't want to downplay Jesse in any way. And I'm like, did Flowseek just maybe write this whole thing? And was like, here, this is your part, this is my part, this is your part. I just wrote this whole thing in a fucking in the bathroom. It's great. It's amazing. Yes. I'm Flowseek and I'm fucking awesome. Yeah. I think the big thing is she doesn't have to contribute a lot as a rapper in the song, which I think helps. I think she just contributes really well at delivering her lines exactly how they need to be delivered. They're not exactly the most difficult. She doesn't need to be, much. She contributes exactly what she needs to, and she does it well. And it's a fun song.
Yeah. No, it's a banger. Flowseek. Oh, keep it up, brother.
Yeah.
Putting out bangers. I love
it. Speaking of bangers, at least what I think is a solid banger. EXID are back again. Unfortunately, S4 again. As Solji still is recovering. Hopefully she'll be back soon, but not too soon. But EXID have come back, and this time with a completely different sound. They've gone 90s New Jack Swing.
I don't know if it's completely different. It's just salt and pepper.
Well, it's completely different from EXIDs. Like, they haven't done salt and pepper before, but it's completely different for them. It's not new. It's an old style, but they're bringing back the 90s New Jack Swing, and it's fantastic. So the song's called Lady, or Neidhe, or Do It Tomorrow in Korean. It's kind of makes for a fun thing in like the hook, how they play it off in the English titles as opposed to in Korean. But yeah, it's a solid song. It's fun. It's catchy. It has just the right amount of like throwback vibe. The hook works really well. Everybody in the group gets highlighted, I think, precisely how they need to be highlighted. I'm looking forward to seeing if Hyedin can pull off that whistle note in the middle live. We'll have to see. But I think even like Ellie's part are even more. Her parts are played to her strengths even better in this song. Jung-hwa like contributes really well and shines and shows her growth really well. Hani gets to actually like sing in like her vocal range, and it just sounds fantastic. And it's like, this is just a fun song. This is just like a super fun song. Well, what do you think, Cass?
I don't know. It just doesn't grab me as much. It's interesting, but I feel like it could have been done a little bit better. But it's not terrible.
I think, yeah, I can definitely understand that. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's fun. Yeah, they're it doesn't reinvent the wheel of New Jack Swing, but it's a nice little like throwback in multiple ways. But yeah. Next up we have Idari Sonia, Luna. We have the final member of Luna, finally, the 12th member. And we have Olivia Hye, with the song Egoists. And it's really cool. It's interesting. I think a lot of it's mostly bolstered kind of by like the visuals and kind of like the grandiosity of it, or the kind of the style of it. And it does a good job of kind of like having this epic, there's a kind of like semi-epic finale track to this whole like debut thing, this whole like meter debut. And overall it's just a really solid track. I think like it works well musically, and it's a cool theme. Like I said, the visuals are really cool and interesting. And I think it makes me intrigued as to what, once everything, now that all the members have debuted or have been revealed, and when they finally debut, what is going to be the full final product of Luna, considering the myriad of directions all these like individual and unit releases have been.
Yeah,
I don't know. What did you think?
So I've come to this place in this journey of Luna, right, where I used to talk about how with like AKB and Japanese like idol culture, right, you kind of got to dive in head first, right, with that, and then you kind of try to pick your favorite based on whatever, and then it's all about that, right? And that's what idol culture or group idol culture has kind of always built itself up on, right? You kind of get to know this group, and as you kind of see them and all this stuff or whatever, it gives you a sense. And at first I thought this project was really weird, but as it's gone along and I've thought about it from a promotional perspective and like a fan perspective, this is amazing. Because it gives you a sense of everyone's ideal. Ideal as an idol, right? As either a vocalist, a rapper, or whatever it is that they really showed off in these videos for these people, right? Like this is to me is more showing off her vocals than anything else, and then adding really powerful visuals with the video. And then you even have her, who I think of, like, there might have been one or two other people that had features from other people in that, but this one kind of stands out to me because it's right here in front of me. And you have that thing that does that, and you think about going into the future if they don't get lazy. Right. And I don't mean the girls themselves. I just mean like the whole production team around them. If they don't get lazy, you could do some really amazing shit outside of, I think outside of making subgroups and all that shit. Like fuck that. Let's kill that ideal. Let's do something interesting where like every album, there's solo tracks, right? Because you've already given this really great picture of having all these solo tracks, having then at the end group tracks of each solo track, right? So you did the very first introduction, then with a solo track, then the next solo introduction, then a group, then a solo, then a solo, then a group, then a solo, then a solo, then a group. Like, maybe not, you don't have to keep up that pace, but doing some really interesting things and creating some interesting mixes, and in a sense of like making subgroups, but not making subgroups, I think this thing could be amazing if done right. And I was actually interested in this track. I think she has amazing vocals. And it's just I don't know. It washed over me as I was looking at this, because I watched it earlier. And then I just watched it again, and it just like hit me that like, either these people are geniuses or they don't know what the fuck they just did.
And it can go, it's the music industry. It can go either way. But I think and like having things like the fact that she's the final member to be revealed, and she did a song with I believe the first member to be revealed, to kind of like have it come full circle in a way, and it's really cool. I think I'm looking forward to, I think overall what's going to be, what Luna will be, what Idari Sonia will be, like in its final form. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be interesting. They have the means to be ambitious, for a multitude of reasons. Blockberry Creative has the means. So they kind of like that. They probably will be a little ambitious, so it's going to be really exciting to see. Idari Sonia.
But also since the debut of Heejin in October 2016, we've been through this shit for almost 2 years. Like, motherfucker. Like, just think about that, people. Like, if you are listening to me, think about, they started debuting in October of 2016. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Of 2016. It is 2018.
Yes.
This last person debuted for a group of 12 people on March 29th, 2018. It took them almost 2 years to tell us all of the fucking people in this group.
Yeah.
Okay? Like,
let's take some guts. Let's take some bull.
Bitches had to sit on their hands. Like, it was like, yeah, you got the job. Your start date is March 29th, 2018. Like, it's 2016 though, bro. Like, the fuck I'm gonna do between now and then?
You gonna train. You gonna train.
They just put me through. I can't.
Yeah. All right. While you recover, let's talk about a really cool track for I guess an April Fool's track. BAND-MAID transformed into BAND-MAIKO for a track called Secret Maiko Lips, which is basically just a remix of Secret My Lips, done with traditional instruments kind of mixed in. And it's kind of super cool. Like, it's kind of super cool and actually super interesting musically. It works really well. It's, you know, like we've talked about with Wagaki Band, and on the recently released episode of Record Breakers where we talked about Wagaki Band over there. Like, mixing traditional instruments with like rock music is super cool and is generally, especially like Japanese musical instruments and like what is like Japanese rock and Japanese metal, it just works really well. And this song is no difference, and it's kind of a cool thing that they did this as a thing, just kind of like as an April Fool's thing. But yeah, I think it's just a really cool like remix. What do you think, Kaz?
No, like ever since we kind of discovered BAND-MAID because of this show, in a sense, I've fallen so in love with this band, dude. Like, I've fallen so in love with this band, and every time I hear them, they just sound so fucking amazing to me, and like, God, they deserve to fucking have the world given to them. Like, they're so fucking awesome, bro.
Yeah. I think like there's so much cool things. There's such a cool thing about what they do, like musically, just in general, and then the way that they could just do this thing, just as, you know, as a little like, this is for fun, and it would sound so like cohesive and so, make such sense is really cool.
Yeah. Like they're so like I don't want to treat them super special, right? They're not the first Japanese rock band or group to mix traditional traditional Japanese music instruments into a more modern sound or style, right? Like there are definitely other bands who have done that before and who do that, and who's almost, that's kind of their stick to do that. But there's I don't know. I just love this sound that BAND-MAID has. Like, I love their sound. Their sound is just amazing. And then doing this, like you said, just like they did this and they didn't like this could have been hokey as fuck, right? Or it could have just fallen flat. But they found a way to really mix it and make it awesome, right? And yeah, there's still their traditional instruments in here, and there might not be as much of, I mean, there's still their normal modern instruments in here, but and there not be maybe as much of the traditional instruments as some other Japanese bands use, but fuck that, dude. Like, this shit is awesome. The other shit is awesome too, but this shit is fucking awesome.
Yes, and I think that about sums it up really well. Yeah, BAND-MAID, awesome. BAND-MAIKO, awesome as well. Yeah. That is it for what's new. We're going to transition right over to our headlines while I look down and make sure things are, I can press the right buttons in order. So join us on the flip side, won't you? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the headline segment of Hallyujuku. We were talking about some topical topics, some of the things that are interesting going on in the world of East Asian pop culture. Yeah, some cool little like announcements and some funniness going on this week. Nothing major, just some interesting little tidbits in the headlines. But let's get it started with something that I'm excited about, actually. I'm kind of hopeful about. Investigative Netflix variety show officially announces premiere date and release schedule. I think we've talked about this show when there was like a possibility of it happening. Either way,
we talked about it like very little bit.
Yeah, I think maybe like there was like because there was like probably very little information really. So let's get to the long-awaited Netflix variety show Busted will finally be premiering. Described as an investigative variety show that has a quote never before seen format, end quote. Actually, it's called Crime Scene. Busted has been in the works since 2017. It features a main cast made up of Yoo Jae-Suk, An Jae-wook, Kim Jong-min, Lee Kwang-soo, Park Min-young, EXO's Sehun, and Gugudan's Kim Se-jung as detectives. With their different strengths and weaknesses, this motley crew of detectives must solve various mysteries with unexpected conclusions awaiting them. Different special guests will also go head-to-head with the main cast every week, such as the previously confirmed Yoo Jae-suk. The program is notably headed by producing directors Jang Hyuk-jae, Jo Hyo-jin, and Kim Joo-hyung, who have worked on popular variety shows like X-Men, Running Man, and Family Outing. 2 episodes were released worldwide weekly through Netflix over a period of 5 weeks for a total of 10 episodes. It is set to premiere on May 4th. It asks it in this article, but I still will ask it myself as well. Are you excited for this new variety show? Kaz, are you excited?
It sounds interesting. It sounds like there's some pretty good people behind it. Mostly, like, maybe, I don't know. Like variety variety shows kind of come and go for me. I've been trying to get back into Korean variety shows, and it's just been rough. So it's just kind of a I'll see thing.
Yeah, I've been having pretty good fun with Running Man. I went back and started watching a few of the recent episodes. I still got to go back and like see if I want to get back into 2 Days One Night. Being a Kim Jong-min being, you know, the dude from that show. I'm hopeful, especially if so. The big thing for this is they're gonna have obviously since they're you know, it's already in production, I guess. They also have pictures already. Ideally, it looks like it's a pre-planned, pre-recorded, possibly tighter experience, which could go one of two ways. It could go too tight and feel overly produced and unnatural.
Yeah, but see, the thing about
it could also
you say
be,
that,
and
then the list of showrunners it gives you, X-Men, especially showrunners from shows like X-Men and Family Outing, right? Where those shows had tight outlinings, but then you let the people within that circumvent those tight outlinings, right? You know what I mean? Like Family Outing is this the cast comes to take care of this family's house while they go on a vacation, right? And they're supposed to do all these chores and things like that. But a lot of the comedy in that show ended up coming just from those particular situations of trying to take care of the house, trying to go get dinner. You know what I mean? Like, so in a sense, the show could come across like it has a very tight sense to it, and then, but it's given enough room to be, you know, let people kind of do their thing.
Yeah, which is the other way, where I think it has more likelihood of going where it feels tight enough that it doesn't feel like it has enough room to breathe, but doesn't have enough time to lose steam, and kind of like just a nice little tight 10 episode set, you know, 10 episodes of time to create funny, you know, and create ideas, you know, and doesn't overstay its welcome, and you have less of a chance of running out of ideas by the time you're reaching the end of it. So I think overall it could go a lot of ways, but I think it will help it that it's kind of like all right, this is more of how you usually do TV, which is going to be an interesting experience for I think a lot of people involved. I wish more variety shows maybe brought things down to like a limited set of episodes. I think they might be better for the better. But I think it's hard to decide to do that, especially if it's a show that is relied upon by the general public on a week in, week out basis.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's not easy, but to do that. But it's always.
But it's also I think the problem with that is that a lot of these shows are hosted by the same people, and these people do 5 or 6 shows. So these shows end up with really tight schedules because of that kind of shit. You know what I mean? And that hurts production because it's like, all right, like we like you. They feel long, especially like something like 2 Days, One Night, which probably has a little more leeway, which is probably why I ended up liking that show a little bit more, because it's a very locked-in schedule of 2 days, 1 night, right? Like, so there's a little bit more room in that production schedule, but
yeah. So it's gonna be interesting. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. So, Asian Junkie crashed. So interesting. So, MIXNINE was the show that I know neither one of us watched, and looking at the ratings, neither did the entirety of Korea. But it's been interesting seeing the mess now post show, in YG trying to actually like lock down the winning group members into doing the what it's all about, which is, hey, let's do this temporary group for a certain amount of time so that we can all theoretically make money, but mostly the person making the group makes money. So the companies of MIXNINE winning group reportedly balk at YG's contract offer, citing length. The winning group of MIXNINE was recently given a contract proposal from YG that would last 3 years in length and would entail 6 months of promotion with YG and 6 months with their own company. Unsurprisingly, at least some companies have reportedly balked at this offer, citing the length of the contract. And here you go. The preconditions of the contract would be 6 months with the top 9 group and the rest of their for their original group and agency. However, agencies are not accepting such proposal. In terms of contracts, artists usually have a 7-year contract, which means that 3 years would most likely be already half of their contracts. They also claim that those who have original groups may be put under lots of physical and mental burden and strain because of the continuous activity, which may also lead to a lower production content. Another agency said that this type of plan and contract does not benefit them, original agency and its members. They say that YG's proposal cannot guarantee profit despite being under YG Entertainment.
So it's...
Again, the main reason for companies to be flexible is because YG struggles with doing things on schedule anyways. Like, even that. But, like, yeah.
Yeah. It's just kind of... It's a weird, like... kind of almost like a pyramid scheme kind of thing in a sense, where it's like, hey, you send all this talent up and the money trickles down, right?
Yeah.
And everyone else sitting at, not necessarily the bottom, right? But everyone else just sitting in different positions at this table is just like, no, that doesn't make sense. Like, that just sounds like we lose. There's more strain on our people for less effort from you. You could dig into this and you could make it sound. You can make everyone sound like they would benefit, right? And this is kind of just like. This is a really short article to kind of just give you an idea, right? But if you really probably dug into this, there was probably really something there in the initial of this that seems like a great opportunity for everybody, right? Like take all the bullshit of the Korean music industry out of it, right? Of like supergroup, you know, produced by super production company that then trickles down. All these people get fans. These fans then come back with them to their original groups. Fans spend money. Yada yada yada. Right? Like that's kind of the simple take of it. But I think number one, YG overreaches here. Right? As a production company, they overreach with a 3-year contract. Ain't nobody got time for that. Like. And then you say you're only going to spend half a year on promoting. That to me, that right there, right, is trying to maximize profit for very little investment, right? And that's going to lose people right then and there. You've already... People are pulling out their phones in this lecture, okay? Like, you've already lost the class. Like you've already lost half the people right then and there when you say, I'm gonna maximize my profit while giving the lowest common investment I possibly can. If you said what, a year and a half with 6 months of promotion, so that's half of that, you know,
like a month, a couple months here, a couple months there, you know, here, 6 months total, yeah, like, and to produce maybe not even a whole album, right? Because that's the thing, right? I always think about these things in American perspective. You could release a mini album, and everyone would be happy, right? Like what, 4 or 5 tracks. Maybe takes up most of that 6 months probably, and then the other year touring and promoting and music videos and shit like that. Like, that's fine, but all this other shit, you're not only shooting yourself in the foot, you're shooting everyone else in the foot, and then just no one's gonna take that. No one's gonna get that. Yeah, it's, you know, because like if you look at like what this all spawned from, which is Produce 101, and you look at like IOI, and they had, what did they have discography wise? They had like 2 mini albums, you know, which had like a few tracks each. 2 mini albums which had a few tracks, not bad. Like their debut mini album had like 6 proper tracks. A couple of them were mainly like tracks that were from the show. So, you know, you have, like, say you produce tracks for the show, you have your built-in tracks there. You have a little mini album with that. And you know, they had another mini album with the Miss Me. You know, they had a few singles, and they produced. You know, they were active for like a year, exactly. Had a concert and officially disbanded, and it was, you know, everything at the end of January, everything was good to go, and everybody returned to their respective agencies. All, you know, with the popular, you know, kind of with that little bit of exposure from that group, and they're all benefiting they're all kind of benefiting their original groups.
You know what, this weirdly like, and then even reading this secondary or coming to the secondary article, right?
Yeah, where
it talks about how a lot of these, the unit is going to debut in a couple days on April 7th, 7, and we're still in contract negotiations over MIXNINE, and YG's already talking about even if they can't get the prospects that they want for this group, they already have a series of backups that they could possibly use because knowing YG as a production company, they already put $10 into this and they want $20 out. So because they've put a minimal amount of money into this, they want the maximum amount of money they can get out of it, right? So there's that. But this, and we try to stay away from these things, but this sounds like a lot of what happened last year and in the continuing year for the NHL and the US hockey team, right? It was just like, hey, we understand your season, your you know, the majority of your season happens during the Olympics, but fuck that. Let's go win a gold medal, huh? But also you have to pay for everything. Motherfuckers were like, nah, like, nah, dog. What the fuck? No, like,
we straight. It's like,
like that's literally what's happening here. It's just YG's like, yo, we having dinner at my house. Oh shit, for real? Yeah. It's gonna be all kind of great food, dope atmosphere. Except for 2 things. You got to bring a table. You got to bring your own chair. You got to bring enough food for at least 5 people, and then you got to pay. You got to bring at least 2 other people with you. So you probably want to rent a U-Haul so that they could bring their shit as well. Yeah. You like,
bruh.
I'm good. I'm gonna stay home. Like,
I'm finna stay home.
Thank you for the invite. I think. Was that it? I don't even know what you just asked me. Like, what you just say to me?
God, why do you
think you asked me to feed you dinner? Wait, hold on. Like, it's just no.
Yeah, no. YG.
We good on that, YG. We good. We're gonna stay over here in our lane. Like,
have fun, YG. I look forward to this all crashing in front of your face. All right, moving on. Speaking of labels, the interesting movements and interesting thing happening with big time labels. Avex starts uploading videos for Johnny and Associates acts on YouTube. Though whoever thought we would see the day, Avex Tracks has officially started to upload content from Johnny and Associates. So I'm not familiar exactly, like I've not listened to a lot of like Johnny's groups, but I definitely know the name Johnny and Associates. And they're like the epitome of like the idol labels, especially for like boy groups, and the epitome of, and we've talked about it, with like pictures of their artists, finally being able to have them online. Mm-hmm. They're the epitome of the internet is a bad, scary place, and we want none of it mentality of Japanese music industry. But it seems that they're making progress on lightening up that kind of a little bit with this.
No, somebody has been making this deal since YouTube opened its fucking doors. Okay, yes. like there have been 2 men in a room, and that door finally opened, and somebody was like, "There was people in there." We finally signed a deal.
Damn. Is that why we were never allowed in that conference room? I kept thinking, like, man, we had 3. Sometimes we need that 4th one. We sometimes have extra meetings, and like we had to go to the annex office. Like, oh, that's why we couldn't use that conference room.
Yeah, but we talked about this the last time we talked about Johnny and Associates, where it's a very old mindset, right? Like it's a very, the internet seems like a very uncontrolled, unwieldy place to a lot of people, and it probably did take a lot of talking and a lot of presenting and a lot of showing of what these mediums can do for a production company, for their acts and things like that, and a lot of showing the good while kind of diminishing the bad, right? Because you have to diminish the bad a lot. Because usually when people are very wary of the internet as a means of production or anything like that, which I've started to learn, like a lot of people view the internet that way. You really, really, really have to demonize it, right? Like, you have to, you gotta come with a fucking truckload of good to get these people off that ledge of the internet is an evil thing, an evil incarnate, and show them like the good that it can do, and the growth that it can have, and the reach that it can give you. So it's hard. And I give it to whoever the fuck at AVIX who had that job of like, yo, go in there and get that. Like, show these people the way.
I hope they were able to get some water and a good meal after that negotiation. Also, one thing, like it says in the last paragraph, one thing to note, however, is that the full music videos have not been uploaded, not even short versions. It's more like previews. So it's only allowing each video to be 1 minute long. Every single episode is either 1 minute or 40 to 50 seconds long, but it's a start, right? So if you look at they provide
you gotta start somewhere, man.
There's just like little previews of like the music video and like of like the live DVDs. Because you know what, it's still all about selling that physical media. Yeah.
No, I mean, but you also like you gotta take this as a step. This is a fucking step, and it's going to you're gonna just keep hopefully climbing, right? And you gotta start somewhere. And it's, hey, let us at least do, X. And I think that's what X was, right?
Yeah.
And then it hopefully it continues to grow and spiral from there. Because like we've talked about before, how we're in this weird place with Japanese media on the internet, for especially certain music groups and things like that, outside of Idol and maybe some rock, most rock and Idol stuff.
Yeah.
From Japanese production groups, is on the internet because they know the value of it. But a lot of these other acts that people know about from word of mouth, you don't get to see or hear or know or anything like that because they don't want you to, in a way.
In a way, or they're not really that concerned about it, which is a shame. Like they feel content in where they're at, which is a shame. Which I think if they could see that they could grow more, it would be awesome. All right, I think the last headline we don't really need because we don't really have much a lot to say to there, but I think that's enough to say that this is a quality episode of Hallyujuku, wrapped up nicely. Kaz, what do you got going on in the world?
Sports Odds and Ends, the show for the fly-by-night sports fan, hosted by myself and the awesome JVZ. SportsOddsandEnds.com if you want to check that out, or anything that we do with that show. If you are so curious, that's a starting point for you, as well as the DKG Welt podcast, which has it hit a speed bump, but we're still trying, man. We just got to change a couple of tires. You know what I mean? We're going down a really bumpy road, but shit happens.
Mainly
that's what
internet.
life is. Internet's all kinds of shit, but we're getting there.
We'll
slowly but surely.
We're all gonna be hanging out in Vegas, so we'll do something.
Yeah, that's also gonna be another detriment to every fucking show we do.
Yeah. Who knows? We'll do something. I don't know. You can at the very least see our Instagram stories and see what the hell we're doing from there. But yeah, he's got those things. You can follow him at King Kaz. You can follow me at PD Rave. The show is Hallyujuku. That's hallyujuku.com or kpoppodcast.com, which is an easy way to share with your friends. Rebellion.net for this and other shows, including Record Breakers. All the episodes on there. Follow along. Follow along with that book club for music that I do there, which is fun. You can follow. You can find us all over where you find podcasts, like on iTunes, on Stitcher, Pocket Casts, a bunch of different places. You can like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Do all things. Until next time. Hasta los huevos.
Give it to me straight, Doctor.
Annyeong. Fighting.
Why, I think you're crazy.